I have so many cookbooks. So many cookbooks. And most of them are vegan or plant-based, and ask me how often I actually crack them open and follow a recipe. Like hardly ever. Probably about the same amount that you guys do. So I decided to get all my books out and to ask my kids, what do you want me to make? They got to choose a recipe each and decide what I was going to make. Luckily, I think they chose some pretty good ones. Let's see. You want this one?
Yes.
Beaming burrito bowl. Okay. Mint melon cooler. All right, we'll make these. Now, my son chose these and they're kind of complicated. First of all, I don't have gluten-free flour and I don't even know where to get like the sodium-free baking powder. I wonder if that matters, if I can just use regular. And then I need to make, I think I need to buy some date syrup and I need to make date paste, or is this, no, it's actually date syrup. So I'm gonna have to buy that and vegan cream cheese. So it looks like the only way I can make this recipe is if I go to Whole Foods. Now I'm really excited about this recipe because it's super simple. Watermelon, mint, and lime. I already have mint in my garden, so all we need is some watermelon and lime. Now this recipe looks a little less complicated. My kids do not want the pumpkin seeds, but everything else I actually have on hand, except for wild rice, but it looks like they just used regular rice. So we'll do that, and then the vegan queso. So let's go ahead and see what that entails. Vegan queso, cashews, salsa, and red bell pepper. So I just need to buy some salsa, bell pepper. I think I need to buy an avocado too. All right, but this is with ingredients that I don't have to go to a specialty store, which I'm excited. So I do feel very privileged that Whole Foods is only an 8-minute drive from my house. I don't go there very often because it's more expensive, and I just prefer my grocery store that's literally 1 minute from my home. We're heading over, making the trek, but I do feel privileged that it's not that far. And I think making some of these like plant-based treats, a lot of people don't do it because you do have to go to the specialty stores. Like most people don't have a grocery store that sells things like date syrup or vegan cream cheese. We're all doing our best, you know? Sometimes it's just easier to use sugar. I should probably grab one of these. Let's see, let's make sure they're pitted. You never have enough. Okay, avocados. Those are perfect. Actually, whoa, one, it's like, that's expensive. Put those right back. These instead, be a lot better value. Limes. Okay, I have a serious problem. It is October. There are no watermelons anywhere. So I'm gonna have to improvise. Maybe let's do it with a pineapple. We'll do that. Let's do a pineapple instead of a watermelon. Yeah, there's not even watermelon in the cut fruit. Do you know where date paste would be? Do you know where date syrup would be?
It would be in the next section.
In the next section, okay. I don't know where it is. Chunky salsa. I guess it totally makes sense that date syrup would be by the syrup. Found it. There it is. Let's date. This one's cheaper. Dairy-free chocolate chips. I'm gonna have to go. She wants them to be unsweetened, but I don't think I can do that. I'll go with dairy-free dark. All right, gluten-free baking flour. These are gonna be the most expensive cupcakes of all time. Silicon tofu, cream cheese. While we're at it, since I'm here, I wanna buy these. I've never actually bought the Kate Hill Greek style yogurt. I'm excited to try it out. And black beans, super cone cabbage. That's cool. Oh, sweet. Okay, we are back from Whole Foods, and before I make the most expensive cupcakes that I've ever made in my life, I gotta prep dinner. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut up my onion and my sweet potatoes, and then we'll roast them. In my last hack video, I talked about if you don't wanna cry when you cut onions, don't cut this part off. I did it, and I'm getting teary-eyed. Like I need to follow my own advice. You wait until the very end to cut off this part. Put them on our pan. All right, we preheat the oven to 400. Then we will add parchment paper to our baking sheet. I just have these sheets, which make it easy. I love them because they're the perfect size for my air fryer. Then we have our potatoes, our onions, and then we just need our red bell pepper. Let me follow my own advice. Turn it upside down. You know what, I'm looking at this and I have to feed 6 children. This isn't gonna be enough, so I'm gonna add another sweet potato. Much better. Okay, so it says to use about a teaspoon of cumin, chili powder, and salt. And since I added way more potatoes, I'm just gonna be a little liberal with my seasoning here. I'm not really measuring it. I forgot to put the thing on. Cumin, chili powder, and salt. I like the salt. All right, let's move it around. Let it do its thing and put it in the oven. Next, we're gonna make the rice. Now I have some brown rice here, not a lot. So we're actually gonna mix it up with the other random rices that I have, like some black rice and some white rice. So we're just gonna make a big conglomerate of rice. And I should probably measure it and then I'll rinse it. But let's first measure 1.5 here. And then the white rice, we have 1. So that's 3 cups. And we're just gonna use off this black rice because it's probably gonna turn everything else a different color, and that's about 1/2 cup. So we have 3.5 cups. Gonna look awesome. Let's rinse it out. All right, and let's add 3.5 cups of water. 1, 2, 3. There we go, let's do this. Getting that multi-grain, because it is multi-grain, but not for, it's about 22 minutes. While that's cooking, let's make the popsicles. The watermelon popsicles that are now going to be pineapple popsicles. But let's first forage for the mint. Earlier when I said that I have mint in my garden, it was kind of a lie. It's not really a garden. I one time bought mint and was like, I'm gonna plant it because I hear that it will grow. And now it's just kind of in the weeds. Look at this, just in our front yard amongst my other plants. Oh, I have mint growing. My husband sometimes will get annoyed with it and pull it out, but we'll have to wash it off. Let's just grab some twigs. Smells so good. All right, we need to cut. Now, since I'm gonna blend everything, I'm actually gonna keep the core and just cut this into chunks. It's actually a really yummy pineapple. Okay, so in the blender goes our pineapple. Kind of sad, this pineapple is like deliciously perfect. My kids will probably eat more of it in the shape of a popsicle than they will in this shape. Next, it's the juice of half a lime. And last but not least, the mint. Now I definitely grabbed too much mint. It just called for 2 sprigs. So we're just gonna, kind of pick and choose the best leaves. All right, I don't want the mint to overpower, so we'll stay with about not much. Still kind of a lot. Let's see if this will blend. It's not gonna blend like watermelon, but we'll see. Oh yeah, it's going great, actually. Okay, that was amazing. All right, let's put it in our popsicles. Hey, real quick, I have a mini course called How to Lose 2 Pounds in 1 Week, and I know you'll absolutely love it. So if you're interested, go ahead and click on the link below so you can learn more about it. What are you doing? Okay, so I have these guys, and I have lost every single lid because that's my life. And so the kids have just played with it too much. So we're just gonna fill them up, and then I'll kind of improvise for the lid. This makes a big difference when it comes to making popsicles, just to have a silicone container. It's almost perfect, look at that. And I think I'm just gonna drink the rest because it's really good. So here's how we improvise. I'm gonna take some aluminum foil and use our little popsicle sticks that I got for an art project. I'm really excited for this. Okay, then let's put them in the freezer. And in the meantime, let's use the rest of this up. Bottoms up. That is so good. Pineapple and mint. Wow. Okay, so going back to PlantYou's Beaming Burrito Bowl, we need to make this cheese sauce. Let's put it together, the vegan queso. We'll first take a 1/2 cup of raw cashews, and then I'm gonna soak them in hot water for a couple minutes. We'll just let them hang out here for a second. Okay, I'm gonna dump out the water. They've been sitting for a few minutes. Next, we'll take a 1/2 cup of chunky salsa. And we'll take 1 red bell pepper. Next, you'll add a 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, but I cannot find my turmeric anywhere. So we're just gonna go with this. It's mostly for color anyway. definitely more of a red sauce because I didn't have the turmeric, but I'm excited to try it out. All right, all we have to do is open up our can of beans and cut the avocado, and then we're ready to put it together. I'm using 2 cans of beans because 1 can is not enough for my family. To make my life easier, I'm going to place this cheese sauce in a little squeeze-it thing. This cheese sauce that, honestly, it does not taste like cheese, but it tastes like cashews and salsa. And like red pepper sauce. Honestly, it tastes like red pepper sauce. This is done. Looks so good. Overcooked it just a little bit because I wasn't paying attention to the time. Now, just to save space when my kids are putting everything together, I'm gonna move this over here and then just put the beans right here to warm them up. Okay, let's put it together. So we have our rice, our wild rice mixture. The white rice kind of got mushy. And then the sweet potatoes, and then our beans. And then let's do some avocado. Add in our avocado here and the magic sauce. All right, let's taste it. Emmeline, do you want to come and try it out?
Let's try it.
You want
But
to try
I don't
it?
want the sauce.
You don't want the sauce? Here, just try the sauce right here, see if you like it. You don't like it? Okay. All right. Okay, here are my thoughts. There's not a ton of flavor, I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping there'd be more flavor in the sauce. I feel like it needs nutritional yeast, and then it would be perfect. You have flavor from the sweet potato and the beans and the avocados, you know, and the rice, but I feel like I wish there was more flavor in the sauce, you know?
There's not much flavor.
Same.
The rice is taking away kind of the flavor, and I don't really like sweet potatoes or avocados, so like it's not kind of my favorite dish, but it's edible food. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, every food is edible.
I guess so.
Are you glad you chose this dish?
Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, Mom, you need salt.
I like salt, it's true.
Salt will make it sweeter.
All right, time for dessert. Let's make these super expensive but very delicious looking cupcakes. I'm super excited. These cupcakes are so famous that Dr. Neil Barnard wrote the foreword telling the story about when he ate this cupcake and how amazingly delicious it is. So I'm excited to try it. It made the cover of the book. You know it's got to be good. Okay, we start by making the peanut butter cream filling, and we'll do this in our food processor. It calls for 1 8-ounce container of vegan cream cheese, which is this whole thing. So we'll add it in, which is 8 grams of saturated fat, 9 grams of total fat, 8 servings per container. So it's not necessarily like healthy, but it is vegan. So there you go. Then we'll add 1 cup of natural peanut butter. So yes, a full cup of peanut butter. These are not calorie free. Or fat-free. All right, next we have 1 cup of date syrup, and now I'm worried because I didn't look at the measurements when I bought it, and I don't even know if this, because it's not only date syrup here, but it's date syrup later too, so I'm gonna have to improvise. 1 cup of date syrup. This is literally the whole bottle. Well, darn. And then it calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean powder, which I do not have. We're just gonna use even imitation vanilla. I know. I don't even know where vanilla bean powder is. I am clearly not a chef. I am not a chef. Just a mom trying to make a healthy-ish treat for my kids. Let's do this. Okay, I feel like look at that color. It's dark, okay? Look at this color. It's like light. What'd I do wrong? Followed it exactly. Maybe it's the vanilla bean powder. No, there's no way 1 teaspoon could do that. Maybe her date syrup is lighter. How do I have totally different colors? It is not the same. But maybe it changes color when it cools down. Because now we gotta put this in the fridge until it thickens. And to save time, I'm actually gonna put it in the freezer. Hey, what do you think of the food? Okay, so next we have 1.5 cups of baking flour that is gluten-free. So gluten-free baking flour, 1.5 cups. 1.5. Next we'll do 6 tablespoons of cocoa powder. So 6 tablespoons, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll do 3/4 a teaspoon of baking soda, and it's supposed to be aluminum free. Pretty sure mine isn't, but hopefully it'll be okay. And 3/4 a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, I think that's all of the dry ingredients. So let's just mix that up. It is not gonna make that many cupcakes. Okay, now we're gonna mix the wet ingredients, and this is applesauce that I made out of apples, just barely, because I didn't have applesauce. So it's 1/2 cup of applesauce, 3/4 a cup of date syrup. So I'm gonna use what is left in here. Oops. And I'm actually gonna use our plant milk to kind of clear out the rest of it. And then it's a cup of plant milk. So I'll take the plant milk, put it in here, shake it around. You can get as much date syrup as possible. And then I even had some left over in here. Ooh, and I have a little bit more milk left. Making every ounce count. Next is half a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then vanilla. It's supposed to be that vanilla powder, but my husband bought imitation vanilla, so we're using that. Okay, let's mix this up in the blender. Okay, here we go. Looks good. Perfect. Okay, let's add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients and whisk everything together. Okay, let's preheat the oven to 325. Now we take a large cupcake scoop and scoop into each and everything. Now I really love my silicone cupcake holders because then I don't have to worry about cupcake liners. So this part's done. Now we got to do the filling. Now we take a little mini scoop with the peanut butter filling. And we're gonna put one in each thing and then just press it down. Which I don't know if it's firmed up enough to really be able to press it down. Okay, I decided I need to be a little more creative and move a scoop of the center out of the way. Put the peanut butter center. You're not hungry, you just had dinner. You just want a treat. Let's put these in the oven.
Can I eat this now?
Okay, now it's time to make the peanut butter chocolate ganache. So we need to melt 1 cup of chocolate chips. So this is 1 cup of chocolate chips, and then I'm adding 1 cup of peanut butter. And we're gonna microwave this until the chocolate melts. So we'll start with just 30 seconds in the microwave. Okay, it needs a little bit longer than that, but it's starting to melt. So let's add another 30 seconds. Now her instructions say to mix the date syrup with the chocolate. I'm switching that around and doing the peanut butter with the chocolate because I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, so this is perfect. It took about a minute and it is perfectly melted, at least enough to put it in my blender now. Yeah, this looks awesome. I like to mix it with the peanut butter because it just is easier. It's all mixed in. All right, now let's put the rest together. As you know, I'm out of date syrup. I did not buy 2 things. I've actually probably needed to buy 3. And so instead of date syrup, I'm doing a cup of dates. So I will need my high-speed blender. So I'm between a cup of pitted dates, then we'll add the chocolate peanut butter mixture. Then we'll do a half a cup of cocoa powder and a half a cup of plant milk. Now she does want it unsweetened, but I'm using sweetened because that's what I have. Plus I'm not using the date syrup, so I'm hoping this kind of helps it get a little sweeter. There's a chance I may add sugar if I need to. We'll taste it and see how it is. And then we will also add in a package of silken tofu. Vanilla, we also need vanilla. All right, let's see how this goes. We'll see. It's getting there. Actually looks pretty great. Should probably taste it, see if I need more dates. No, it's pretty sweet. It's good. Saving myself some money on the dates instead of the date syrup. But I might go a little sweeter and add a little bit more dates. Just 6 more dates. Okay, a cup and 6 dates. All right, now we're gonna let this mix really well. Oh my goodness, that is perfect. Look at that. It looks so good. Now, technically, this is supposed to sit for like 4 hours to thicken up, but because I use dates instead of the date syrup, it's actually pretty thick right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it to frost my cupcake. Look at these, they look so awesome. They look amazing, actually. You can see like some of the peanut butter coming out. It's kind of like a caramel. Oh, and it's coming out already. It's like oozing out. Yum, yum. Okay, I need to hurry and frost these. I'm not doing anything fancy, and there's gonna be so much frosting left over, like it's kind of ridiculous, but I'm literally just going to frost them. Okay, this is how much frosting I have left over. Like this could literally frost an entire cake. So I don't know why the measurements are off so much because I only made 12 cupcakes. It was literally only a cup and a half of flour, but a ton, like a cup of peanut butter, a cup of chocolate. Like it made so much of the filling, so much of the frosting. I think if you make these cupcakes, I would definitely double the batter for sure, or even turn it into a cake. It would actually be a really yummy cake and have that peanut butter between the layers. So good. Maybe I'll come up with that. But yeah, this is kind of a ridiculous amount. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with all this, but this looks amazing. Okay, my cupcakes are not as pretty as Chef AJ's, but do they taste as good? And I'm really curious how the most expensive cupcakes I've ever made, how they're going to taste. So let's try it out. I mean, the center filling is so good. They're very, very rich. Like, they're not super sweet. They're super rich, very rich. Like, I think you have one and you're done. It's like a one and done type of thing. Like, so filling, so good though. Like, I love how it's like oozing out like that chocolate. Oh my gosh. You can't really see that, but it doesn't look like the picture, but it's good. Like, I'm already full. This is crazy. I mean, I am so full and I haven't even had the full cupcake. It's rich, it's delicious, and very filling.
It's so chocolatey. It's really good. It has a lot of flavor. Yeah.
Too chocolatey? Like,
Yeah.
too rich?
That's like the middle part.
And you're my chocolate lover and you think it's too chocolatey, huh? I mean, it's rich. It's totally rich. It's like a dark chocolate flavor. My daughter just said, Mom, yours look totally different. Win or a fail, I don't know. I followed it almost exactly, almost. All right, next is the Popsicles. Wow. You know what's funny? I think out of all 3 recipes today, this one's the best. It was the easiest, it was the fastest, it was the most like whole food, low fat. It's just delicious. It was so good. And ironically, it wasn't even the recipe that was in the book. So at the end of the day, I think the PlantYou bowl wasn't flavorful enough. It didn't have enough flavor. It wasn't salty enough. And I think Chef AJ's cupcakes were maybe a little too rich and not quite sweet enough. Turns out I like salty, sweety things. Pineapple and mint. Perfect.
Hi.
Hi. You like it?
Pineapple popsicle.
Pineapple popsicles.
For free.
For free. You like it? That was the one that you wanted.
9 more left. My hands are high, my feet are low, and this is how I popsicle.
Popsicle, pop, popsicle, popsicle, pop, popsicle. Yep, try your cupcakes.
Hello.
You guys like them?
It tastes very good.
Very good. One. You can have one right now.
You have a lot more?
I'm glad you like them though. What do you think?
It's very good.
It's rich because you
Very
got
rich.
It's rich and you gotta be rich to make it because it's expensive. If you like this video, I know you'll absolutely love my other video where I'm making recipes from my first cookbook, and I think they were honestly a little bit better. So make sure to check out my 6-week meal guide video next.